ESPN 97.7 and 100.1. Watch live on QSportsTalk.com.
Welcome back to Orange Nation. Artist of the Day, Boston. Topic of the day, new head coach, Steve. Did you know that?
Yes.
Huh.
I'm fully aware.
I was just learning of this.
And as we, let's go to the guest line to bring on our one and only guest today. And so we have a call screener here at ESPN Radio, and it says who the person is, and then there's a column for their title. And it says Adrian Autry, SU men's basketball head coach, as we welcome in the new head coach of the Orange. How does that sound to you, Red? Syracuse head basketball coach.
Still hasn't sunk in yet. Sounds good. Everything, obviously, right now is a little bit surreal, but I'm just excited and ready to get to work.
What have the last few days been like for you?
Oh, man, sleepless, preparation, trying to do the job. Obviously, we know how this business is. Things in today's world moves fast. So, you start to prepare for today, but you also know you got a job to do with the players. So getting a chance to talk to those guys. So just a lot of sleepless nights the last 2 nights, but I'm sure I'll catch up pretty soon.
Red, when you started coaching, what was your first goal in coaching, and how did you, maybe you can walk us through, was the thought of ever being a head coach at Syracuse in there, or just a head coach anywhere in your dreams?
Paul, a good question. My main goal whenever I got started in this, when I got started in this business, was just to have an impact, to be able to impact and get the player or whoever I was with, whatever program I was with, to have a positive impact. That's all it's ever been, and that was always been my motto. And I've always done that, and fortunately, it's worked out for me. But that when I got into coaching, that's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to impact the program and the people that I was around.
You had a chance to address the media this morning with your introductory press conference, and great job, by the way. I thought the press conference was great. You got a little emotional when you were talking about Jim Boeheim. Can you kind of put into words for us what he has meant, not just professionally, but personally for you, and how he has influenced you, again, both on and off the court?
He's been like a father figure for me. He's given me opportunities when I was a young adult, and then when I came back as an adult, he gave me another opportunity, and just that loyalty and that love that he just shows to all of his players. I got emotional because when he talked, he just talked about how long when he started recruiting me, and he's always been he's always been a part of my life in some fashion or form. From that age on, 16 on. So I didn't think I would do it, but it got emotional when I started talking about him. But he's just meant so much to me, not only as a coach, but just as a family man. How to be a community figure, how to carry yourself. Just a whole ton of things.
I'm sure that you'll do a lot the same as Jim Boeheim, but you're your own coach and your own person. I'm sure you're going to do some things differently as well. That's been a hot topic the last couple of days on our show with our listeners. People wondering, yes, about the zone defense versus man-to-man, but what are some things that will define you, I guess, as a head coach? And I'm sure you've given a lot of thought into, some things you might do a little bit differently.
Well, I think, a lot of times you get these jobs and you say, you want to do this, you want to do that. I think the first thing is really just getting the right guys in here, and I think we have the right guys. And then you try to put them in the best situations. The one thing I'll say is when you watch us play, you're going to watch hard-playing guys, and they're going to play together. And they're going to play for each other. And I think, those are the three things when you watch us play going forward. Those are the things that'll stick out.
You talk about having the right guys here. I want to talk to you about your staff a little bit, and then I want to talk about the roster. So let's start with the staff. Many have been wondering if we assume Jerry and Griff will be a part of it. I just hoping you can confirm that, and then we'll talk a little bit about that opening. Do you have somebody in mind to fill that one position that's still open on the bench?
Well, I'll answer it in two parts. The first is I fully expect our staff, Jerry and Alan, to stay intact. This is family, and I think we are all excited to attack this new journey. So I expect them all to be there. As far as my staff, we're going to take some time with that. We'll be very slow, be very deliberate. It's a big hire. I just want to make sure that I get the right fit, because that matters. So we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But for right now, I'm just elated that I have Jerry and Alan next to me right now as we continue to move forward.
Now, obviously, one thing that has defined this staff has been it's all Syracuse guys, right? And I know you said you're going to take your time. Would you ideally like to keep it in the family and go with a former Syracuse player, or is that not necessarily the case with this particular hire?
That's not necessarily the case. I just, like I said, I have to get the person that fits with our overall plan, the things that are important for this program, and also someone that can fit with our staff. So, fit is going to be the main thing that drives this hire.
With your expectation that the staff is staying together, the question that been getting asked a lot is, how long has this plan been in place, and was this a surprise to anybody?
Obviously, Coach was, he was getting towards the end. We just didn't know when. And right now, it happened, and it happened, very quickly. I'm just happy to be here. I'm just happy that I'm the head coach. But I think the last couple of seasons, you knew the end was coming. You just didn't know when.
Jim Boeheim referred to the 4-game losing streak today, during his portion of the press conference, saying that that's when he really started to feel like this might be the end this year. Is that around the time that you were informed that you'd be the head coach, or again, has this been more of a recent thing within the last few days?
I wasn't privy to those conversations. I got pulled in, shortly after that. But, again, it was tough. That 4-game stretch was tough. He talked to me, he talked to the staff, he talked to the players. But me knowing him so long, you just knew that was tough to go through. With a young team. So, but like any losing streak, so it didn't strike me as anything different. It was just a tough time. But obviously he said what he said today. I didn't realize it impacted it in that way.
Looking at your top priority now, I would assume at the top of the list or near the top of the list has got to be the roster management, right? The guys who are on the roster and obviously recruiting. And I know we can't talk recruiting, but we can talk about the guys that have played, at Syracuse and who you expect back. And, it's everywhere from you've got seniors, Joe and Jesse, that they can come back if they want. Samir Torrance can come back if he wants eligibility-wise. And then you got all these younger guys as well. Is everybody welcome back on the roster? And I guess, how do you expect all of this to play itself out with the transfer portal and whatnot?
That's a good question. As right now, I am slowing down a little bit, trying to take it day by day. As we move forward, like I said in the press conference, we have sat down and talked to people, but things are fluid. Some of our guys are going to go home with their families. We have to meet with families. So we're just going to take our time with that. And then once, we figure out what the plan is, we'll move accordingly. So for right now, we just trying to take it slow. And, I think in the next couple of days, we'll start to have more answers.
And I understand that completely. Just, I guess, could you speak generally about your approach to the transfer portal? Because, when you first got into coaching, this wasn't a thing, and now it is, and everyone's adjusting. And, last year you guys decided to go the route of a big freshman class. And we've seen other teams, Pittsburgh, Wake Forest, some of the schools that Jim Boeheim mentioned a few weeks back, they went portal, and they were able to turn over their roster, and they got old quick, and they've had, some good seasons. I mean, you look at what Pittsburgh's been able to do as just an example. What will be your approach to the portal moving forward?
I think you always got to look at the portal. You always look and try to improve your team. Once we figure out the roster, I think you can move accordingly. I mean, the thing about the portal, you have to, you really have to take a dive in and, it's like we recruit someone and you're trying to date someone, and with the portal, you don't have as much time. When you're recruiting high school kids, you get a chance to build relationships for 3 and 1 and 2 years, sometimes 3 years. But with this portal, you just got to really try to figure out what you need, and I think a lot of that will determine the movement or lack of movement, whether we go in the portal or not.
Coach, everybody wants to know whether you're going to play man zone. I'm going to ask you something on the opposite side. What can people expect offensively out of an Adrian Autry coach team?
We want to play with some space. We want to get up and down. We want to play a little faster. We want to try to be aggressive on that end of the floor. If we can get some easy ones, we're going to really push that. We're going to share the ball, and we're going to play together. We're going to play. We're going to play with some, like to say, space and pace. Opening up, but the mindset is to be aggressive and attacking.
Last question from me, Coach. Do you have a message for the fans? The fans. There's a nervous excitement anytime there's somebody new. And listen, this fan base hasn't experienced. I'm 47 years old. I've never known anything other than Jim Boeheim as the head coach of the Orange. So, what would be your message to those on the outside, those in the media, the fans that support this program, of what they can expect and what you're looking forward to, as being the leader of this program?
You can expect a team that's going to come out and play hard, give their heart. They're going to play with emotion, and those are the things, determination, grit, and then it'll be exciting. We like I said, it's going to be aggressive on both ends of the floor. We're going to do whatever we need to do to win, but I think the characteristics is the big thing that's going to stick out. Playing hard, being aggressive, and trying to fly around.
All right, most important question, Red. We do a thing called Artist of the Day on this show, and we all know Bruce Springsteen was Coach Boeheim's big artist. Your favorite band, so we can go Monday with the Artist of the Day. Who's your favorite band? Could be any genre of music.
Any genre of music. My favorite band. I'm going to go a little newer. So probably would be, I don't know if they're a band. I think they are a band, but they're a group. Maroon 5.
All right.
Nice.
There we go. We'll go Maroon 5.
I don't think we've done them yet.
No, that was I was not expecting Maroon 5.
Yeah,
Excellent.
There you go. Switch it up so you don't know me like you think you do, Paul.
Red, it's an exciting time. Congratulations. Get some sleep this week. We do lose an hour this weekend, so try to go to bed early.
Oh, my God, man.
Get some sleep this weekend.
Thank you.
And listen, congratulations again, and all the best, and I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
All right, the new head coach of Syracuse basketball, Adrian Autry. And with that, we'll take a timeout. We open up the phone lines the rest of the way, 315-437-7644. We are back after this on ESPN Radio.